Gold, silver, the finest tracery of green embroidery, gleaming lacquer of cap and shoes, the sword hilt black touched with silver, the scabbard creamy white inlaid with gold. Lord Korechika.
First of all, Lady Shonagon, may I thank you for your years of devotion to my sister, Her Majesty.
From you, my lord, Her Majesty's most stalwart protector and our new chancellor.
Not yet. There are ceremonies and high assemblies yet to take place. I do not bear that title.
I did dare to hope, my lord, that Her Majesty might be with you.
You will see her soon, but this meeting is a private one.
Imperial Brother Kazan suggested a matter of state.
In these days, Shonagon, any matter in which I am involved becomes a matter of state. If I draw this sword to clean it, it may be taken for a call to arms. If I sneeze, dynasties tremble.
High rank can be a burden.
And the rank of lieutenant in the Imperial Police?
My lord?
Lieutenant Yukinari.
Yes, my lord. The lieutenant has been of great service to their majesties over the years.
He has been asked by the Emperor to investigate the death of Lady Mazago.
Yes, my lord.
The ghastly murder of a most extraordinary woman. The affair has cast a poisonous fog over the palace, while solemn rites are taking place.
And you would have that fog dispelled?
Yes. But I must not be seen to be closely involved in such filth. Has the lieutenant confided in you, Lady Shonagon?
In me?
Let us not be coy, lady. Your friendship with the lieutenant is known. Was it your suggestion that he attend the funeral of Lady Mazago?
No, my lord.
And he took the suspect, the lady's husband, with him?
Yes. It seemed a bizarre idea to me. I think Yukinari hoped he might shock Lord Mazago into a confession.
I suspect that drunkard, that wretch, is beyond all shock. We live in decadent times, Shonagon, and I have two longings in me. Inside me is a man who would touch the hem of angels, and another man, a man who would draw this sword in battle. He would do so gladly in a cause that was honourable. But where is honour in these days? Where do the angels dwell? Have they abandoned this world? And am I to draw this sword to cut the throat of a pig, a swine, a drunken wretch? But maybe not beyond all shock. Lady Shonagon, you have led Yukinari through obscure ways of the palace. Now you must be my guide.
I do wonder, Yukinari, what crimes may be flourishing in this city while you spend so long with me.
Did you kill your wife?
Flourishing, burgeoning.
Did you use an axe?
Proliferation.
Did her blood soak your clothes?
Profusion. A neglected, spreading, dripping garden of crime.
Yes, a garden. That's where you were found. Your own garden, naked and singing. I may not know, Lord Mazago. I may not know with certainty that you killed your wife. But there is no doubt that's how you were found. Naked, singing a love song. Do you deny that? A servant found you. She summoned another servant. A high-ranking neighbour sent for the police. So two of your servants, a noble lady and two of my officers, saw you in that condition. How then can you deny it?
But I don't. I deny nothing.
Deny nothing. Confess nothing.
I may well have been discovered in that humiliating state. I do confess I've been discovered in dreadful states before, or so I've been told. Once I was stopped with only moments to spare, according to my wife, from defecating in a water barrel. I arrived home from a banquet, sitting astride an ox as if it were a horse. I was in fine voice that morning as well, apparently. A battle song on that occasion, and I the most unwarlike of men. My dancing on the roof in my wife's bridal gown was said to be not only energetic, but rather graceful. And then there was the unforgettable night I got in among the chickens.
Unforgettable. But you say apparently, so you've been told. Your dancing was said to be. Have you yourself no memory of these things?
I must have thought I was a fox, killed 7 of the poor birds, and I the least violent of men. Of course, all this was long ago in my younger days. Well, apart from the chickens.
Wretch! Animal!
My lord!
Drunken beast! Kneel!
My lord, please!
On your knees!
I am happy to kneel before your revered lordship.
And this is where you should have been as soon as that lady's body was found. On your knees with a sword at your throat.
I am at your lordship's command, at his mercy.
Mercy! To an animal who dared to put on that lady's gown and
Oh,
dance!
you were listening to my stories, my lord.
I am an eavesdropper, and you are a murdering beast!
They were only stories, sir, wild stories to entertain and tease the lieutenant. I've been teasing him for days.
You would be a jester with blood on your hands.
It passes the time, my lord.
You dare!
With nothing decent to drink and only a policeman for company.
Sharp enough to pierce ebony or bone.
Can buy sword, perhaps.
When I am Chancellor, I will rid this land of the likes of you, of baseness and lies and vile iniquity. My rule will be a war against such things.
War to bring peace.
Silence! Your next words will be another story for the Lieutenant, with no jesting or teasing. Your next story will be the truth, or by all the gods I will... No! Would I slaughter a pig with a Kambai sword? Lieutenant,
Lord Korechika.
forgive my intrusion. Lady Shonagon led me to this room by a secret way. No one else will know I have been here. I will leave you now to finish this business. Finish this animal.
I believe the business will be finished soon.
Indeed? Well, Lieutenant, you have solved many mysteries. Here is another. Have all the angels abandoned this world? Why? And could you find them?
He is a tenacious officer, my lord.
Silence! Until you speak the truth.
Were you composing again?
No, Imperial Kazan.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Unless it was a list of unpleasant things. You seemed agitated.
My mind is somewhat disturbed.
Did you find your meeting with Lord Korechika distressing?
He is a most compelling and challenging lord.
Perhaps you were so disturbed you wandered out of your way. This is a rather shabby and remote courtyard in which to find a lady in waiting.
Or a retired emperor.
In my new religious calling, I often like to find quiet and remote places in which to pray. We could pray together.
Thank you, Imperial Kazan, but I prefer to pray alone.
Lady Mazago was the same. Not only did she decline to pray with me, she offered to pray for me. She could be a most audacious woman.
Thank you, Lieutenant, but I think I'll remain on my knees for a while.
To pray? To tell the truth?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure I'd be steady on my feet. And when Lord Korechika demanded the truth, he meant I must confess to my wife's murder. But I can't do that.
I think I understand.
And the business is almost finished. Lord Korechika is imposing and fiery and downright frightening.
But you cannot be frightened into full confession.
I do confess my blood and water were both chilled.
Lord Mazago, you're bleeding. Your neck.
Oh, so I am. A Kambai sword is indeed sharp.
Here, hold this to the wound. It's clean.
Thank you. I'm very tired. And I think we both know, Lieutenant, why I cannot, in all truth, confess to the murder.
I suspect we do.
Oh, yes, that's a better word. Suspicion. Your suspicion is based on... There's a very faint but rather exquisite fragrance on this handkerchief. A lady's... You base your suspicion on what you would call irrefutable evidence.
The condition in which you were found, and the bloody axe close at hand.
While I have only glimpses. There may be fragments of memory or flashes of imagination, hardly irrefutable things. But if I cannot confess that I killed my wife, I strongly suspect that I did. I think I will stand up now. My knees...
Let me help you.
Thank you. My knees are among the older parts of me. So, I may have killed the only woman I have ever loved, but I have only glimpses. Like the face of the god of love, Myo, I see that hideous face of his often. He's said to be full of compassion for us poor mortals, and yet he glowers like a monster. My wife was devoted to him.
She was found near a shrine of his.
By the river, yes. I see several corpses go downstream in the current.
Could they be only items of clothing?
The water is surprisingly cold. My hand is heavy at my side.
Like wood, like iron.
And that smell. Sweat and blood and filth and that reek of humanity. I'm very tired.
Please, sit down. Lord Mazago, I understand. You have no memory of the killing. You were drunk.
Sake and rage.
And maybe despair.
I remember an old peasant who used to work for my father. When he was drunk, he would sing the same love song over and over. The refrain was about the beloved's hair. My wife's hair was beautiful. It was astonishing. Even now, when I see it in my visions, it astonishes me. She was proud of it. I used to tease her about that pride. To have it sullied with her own blood. And her face when she was young and when I was younger than I am. Her face was angelic.
Blood of noble family. Water, so cold it burns. Blood of a peasant whipped. Water, a gift of the gods, it might be, so sweet it tastes. Blood of passion or rage. Water, pure and clear, and then sullied with blood. A most hideous thing.